Hi, I'm Wally. I've been around a while, as you can tell, and I've cracked a few walnuts in my day, and black walnuts, and they're really some of the best fruit there is to eat. And so I want to show you how I crack them now and save my crack the nuts instead of my hands. Beautiful day in southern Indiana. It's been 90 degrees, and now it's 40 this morning and 70 this afternoon, the second day of autumn. Okay, here's the thing that I've used to simplify cracking nuts, I think. And we're talking about cracking them initially. There's a lot of do-overs to do, but it will be easier if they're already cracked. So the main pressure goes on the initial cracking. What you need is a log or a solid piece of wood that goes from the ground up to between your knees, and it needs to be solid on the bottom so that it doesn't jiggle. See, this is solid as a rock. This is Osage orange, and I've had this for 25 years, and it was old and long dead when I cut it out of the woods. But the bottom needs to be solid. You need to have a solid footing, so when you hit with a hammer, this doesn't move on you. And then the top, you need to cut about a 10 to 15 degree angle so that the extra falls off. Now I've got a little box down here where a lot of that will fall in. One of the problems is splatter. It goes all over, and sometimes where I used to live, I had glass double doors in the basement, so in the winter when it was snowing, I'd get in front of those doors in the basement and it would splatter over the doors, and then I could watch it snow and then later pick up things. So this is the essential tool to make it easier. Okay, a couple of things on the setup. I have a washcloth here because if the dust off of the walnut gets on your cushion or whatever, then you may be in trouble. Also have a place here fixed for put my hammer. When I put my hammer down, reach for another one or whatever, I don't want it to fall through, so that's what we have. Now the hard part at the top and a little bit up on the high side. This is the high side, this is the low side. Dig out a hole. Like I say, that's the hard part. That will take about 2/3 of the nut, leave enough on top to crack. And you can do this with a drill or chisel or however, but just a nice round hole, and see that sets in there just like that. Now when I hit it, I usually hit with the corner here. Instead of this, if you hit this, it'll mash and splatter even more. But if you do just halfway through, then it does that. And of course there's some hard nuts in the every batch, and they're hard to crack, and occasionally one that's far gone rotten and has to be thrown away. So let's see how we get on this, and like I say, some of them are harder than others. Okay, and it's cracked, so we throw it there, and see, we have a lot to re-crack, but that's not as bad as it seems, because you can go through and pick out the good ones and then re-crack the others up here, and it's not as much pressure. So that's about it, and I'm not sure this is original with me. Don't think I copied it from anyone, but one of the things at the end is the splatter all over the place, and you've got to sweep up. And there's some good kernels that would be on the ground if you want to pick them up, wash them and dry them or whatever, or put them out for the squirrels. So that's it, and hope you get along fine. And look, you'll have all your fingers like I do.